All right, let's hop into this overtime session. And I got a confession. I'm a lover boy, y'all. So, in thinking about this last episode on living single, right? I'm a certified lover boy, and I've been single for a minute now, and honestly, uh, in talking about singleness, it's kind of hard for me, right? Because I understand that a lot of people desire to be in relationships right now, whatever the case may be, And like for me, I've been single and satisfied, if you will, for a minute, like pushing towards different goals, pushing towards different things that I want to achieve, and sometimes I have those thoughts of, I might never get married or whatever the case may be, just because of how I think through this process and think about the largeness of marriage and all that kind of stuff, right? And so, while it is something I do desire eventually. I understand the season that I'm in, and I think that's so important that we understand the seasons that we're in and where God has us at these present times, right? Because while it would be nice certain times to have that person to lean on or have whatever the case may be, uh, it's important to know that like even they wouldn't be able to sustain you, right? They wouldn't be able um, to satisfy you, but to a certain extent, right? Until Jesus is enough, till God is enough, it's null and void, honestly, right? And so here's my philosophy, my thought process as I think through, you know, what it is that I'm looking for. Not saying, because even with that, I'm not saying or suggesting that if the right person did come along or whatever the case may be, I wouldn't entertain or be apt to pursuing that. But I think too, um, from my perspective, from a man's perspective, from a godly man, because I can say that with confidence, right? I got my Godfidence shirt on. I can say that with confidence. From my perspective, and again, this is I forgot to say this on the podcast, but I want to encourage those who are listening that all men, all women are not the same. I hate these generalizations that we typically do, right? Or typically use, especially now in this Valentine's season. I'm seeing like, what should I get so and so? What should I do for so and so? And all this kind of stuff. Or what do men like? What do women like? And I'm like, ask him. Ask her. Like everyone is different. Everyone's unique. Not every woman likes flowers, right? Every guy doesn't play 2K or Madden or whatever the case may be. So ask them what they're like. You should be paying attention to the things that they like, or asking their friends or asking their close relatives or whoever is important to them. Like, what is it about that person, right? So I think uh, the way that I think a godly man should approach relationships and dating and all that kind of stuff is with intentionality, right? Like, um, I don't, I'm not against people dating multiple people, right? But uh, like whatever floats your boat. But for me, I think there's a level of intentionality behind that because it's one, it's already difficult. And I think this is just my perspective that it's even tougher for believers in terms of relationships and dating and people who are serious about their walk with Christ, because we know we have some pretenders out here. And I have to give y'all this message that God dropped on me uh, at some point. I think it's drawing closer to time because he keeps telling me about this and bringing this back up. But uh, especially for those who are serious in their walk with Christ, right? Because it's not just the physical attraction, it's not just the chemistry from a natural perspective that I'm thinking about, but it's also a kingdom perspective that I have to have. Like, are you equipped to handle where God is calling me? Am I equipped to assist you in where God is calling you too? So I think there's a level of intentionality required behind it. And especially from a man's perspective, like stop wasting these people time stop wasting these girls' time that you're not interested in. Ladies, y'all stop wasting some of these dudes' time, right? Because you just want to go to Cheesecake Factory or Ruth Chris, whatever the case may be. So, stop wasting people's time, man. Like, be intentional in this season. Be intentional in that. And for me, like I said, overtime sessions, y'all get the real side of me and just being vulnerable. Like I said, I'm a lover boy, so me entertaining somebody or me thinking of going. Even entertaining the thought of that, right? Like, I know I catch feelings, y'all. I catch feelings. So and in some regards, I'm protecting myself, right, from doing that, knowing what I got going on, knowing where I'm at. And yeah, like like I said, if the right person, right, it's still, if I'm honest, still getting over certain things, right, that transpired previously, still healing from certain things, right, moving on from certain people, places, disappointments, whether it be relational or even just career stuff, right? So again, understanding the season that I'm in and what I'm building for and what I'm pushing towards, right? Like, it is deeper for me, at least it's deeper than just she's cute, she's attractive, because I think there are a lot of attractive women uh, out here. But I told someone, like, my process towards navigating this is different, because yeah, she's cute, yeah, she's attractive, but is she equipped to handle where I'm going? Not saying that I'm better than anyone, but I'm also thinking about my assignment in the kingdom. I'm thinking about what I'm building. Can she steward where I'm going? Right? Like, we talking generational wealth over here, and Shawty out here. All right. So I'm being real with y'all though. So um yeah, like I said, for me, it requires intentionality behind these decisions, and looking at where I'm going, where God is calling me. Not saying that she has to be perfect. Not saying that she, has to just be like that. But it does matter, right? How you portray yourself on social media, how you portray or yourself in general, right? That stuff matters. So I think that's important for us to understand and us to look at. So especially to the men, like, be intentional. If you're single, be intentional about what it is that you want. Like I said, I'm not settling. So I refuse to settle. And I hope that's the same for you all. But stop wasting these people's time. Stop wasting, people's time that you just don't see that way, right? And be open, be honest with them. Like I said in the podcast, I would rather you, break my heart in rejecting me versus leading me on because I'm such a great guy, or you're such a great woman, whatever. I don't want to hurt your feelings, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, that's just me pouring out for the overtime session. I know y'all enjoy your boy being vulnerable on here, and just telling y'all how I navigate these things and how I think through these things, and giving y'all a godly man's perspective on this. But again, like I said, you got to ask whoever you're interested in. You got to ask their perspective on what it is that they like, what it is that they dislike. Don't be afraid to shoot your shot. If you're interested in someone, that goes for the ladies too. Like, don't be afraid to shoot your shot. You never know until you take that chance. So just my perspective on the matter, right? Y'all know I don't like talking about relationships, but we here, so I gotta pour into the people. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this overtime session. I hope you got something out of it. It's a little uncomfortable for me, but we here, right? This is an altar at this point, so it's not about what Chae wants; it's about what God wants. So there you have it. Yeah, we'll see y'all on the next overtime session. I'm your host, Chae Cole. Peace.